The significance of commandments and laws in numerical context. Beyond the creation account, the laws and commandments given in the Torah are also deeply embedded within a numerical framework, emphasizing their divine origin and comprehensive scope. The 10 Commandments, Exodus 20. The foundational moral and ethical laws given at Sinai are exactly 10 in number. The number 10, as explored in Pythagorean philosophy, represents divine order, completeness, and a full cycle. It signifies the complete set of fundamental principles for human conduct in relation to God and neighbor. The 613 mitzvot, commandments, while not explicitly stated as 613 in the Torah itself, rabbinic tradition meticulously counts 613 distinct commandments, mitzvot, derived from the Torah, 248 positive commandments, corresponding to the traditional number of bones organs in the human body, and 365 negative commandments, corresponding to the days of the solar year. Significance: this number, 613, is seen as representing the fullness of God's will and the comprehensive scope of His covenant with Israel. The tradition links the positive commandments to the structure of the human body, life, action, and the negative commandments to the cycles of time, daily discipline, suggesting that the entire existence of a human being, in time and space, is meant to be in harmony with God's law. The Gematria of Torah, Tav, 400, plus Vav, 6, plus Resh, 200, plus He, 5, is equal to 611. This is fascinating because it's precisely 2 less than 613. The rabbinic explanation is that 2 commandments, the first 2 of the 10 commandments, I am the Lord your God, and you shall have no other gods before me, were heard directly from God at Sinai, while the remaining 611 were given through Moses. This subtle numerical difference reinforces the unique revelation experience at Sinai. Feasts and offerings. Many of the sacrificial laws and festival observances involve specific numbers of animals, days, or rituals. Example: 7 days of Passover, the Day of Atonement on the 10th day of the 7th month, specific numbers of animals for various sin offerings. These numbers are not arbitrary but reflect the divine order and the symbolic nature of the rituals, guiding the people towards holiness and communion with God. The meticulous numerical framework of the commandments and laws highlights God's intentionality and wisdom in establishing a covenant relationship with humanity. It underscores that His instructions are precise, complete, and designed for our ultimate good and connection with the divine. Repetition and patterns, unveiling hidden meanings in narrative. Beyond explicit numbers, the Torah also utilizes numerical repetition and subtle patterns within its narratives to unveil hidden meanings and emphasize key spiritual lessons. These patterns often serve as implicit commentary, guiding the reader's attention to recurring themes or divine principles at play. Genealogies as numerical ladders. The extensive genealogies in Genesis, example from Adam to Noah, or Noah to Abraham, are not just lists of names and ages. The ages of the patriarchs, example Methuselah at 969 years, the longest lifespan, and the progression of generations often follow distinct numerical patterns or countdowns, sometimes signaling approaching judgment, like the flood, or the fulfillment of a divine promise. Narrative symmetry and chiasmus. Sometimes, entire narrative sections or literary units in the Torah exhibit numerical symmetry, example a certain number of events leading up to a climax, followed by the same number of events leading away from it. This literary device, known as chiasmus, often centers around a numerically significant pivotal point, highlighting its importance. 7 times and 40 days years, the repeated use of phrases like 7 times, example 7 times around Jericho, 7 times a day for forgiveness, amplifies the concept of completion, divine intervention, or intensified action leading to a perfect outcome. Similarly, the 40-day year motif consistently signals periods of intense testing, purification, or divine judgment, preparing for a new phase. Numerical keywords. Certain words or phrases may appear a specific, symbolic number of times within a chapter or book, drawing attention to their theological weight. While this requires careful study of the original Hebrew text, it reveals an extraordinary level of literary and divine craftsmanship. The narrative of redemption. The entire journey from Abraham's call, at 75 years old, to the Exodus, after 430 years in Egypt, and the wandering in the wilderness, 40 years, is punctuated by specific numbers that mark stages of God's redemptive plan, demonstrating his faithfulness to his numerical promises. By paying attention to these repetitions and patterns, we move beyond a superficial reading of the Torah. We begin to see it as a divinely woven tapestry, where every numerical thread contributes to a rich, multidimensional understanding of God's character, his covenant, and his unfolding plan for humanity. The Torah truly is a mathematical masterpiece, inviting us to explore its depths and marvel at its creator.